We have news updates. Venezuela denounces and condemns the colonialist threat that seeks to undermine the sovereignty of its airspace. Authorities describe the moves as a blatant, illegal, and unjustified aggression against the Venezuelan people. In an official statement, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela categorically rejects the public message posted today on social media by the President of the United States, in which he pretends to extraterritorially apply the illegitimate jurisdiction of the U.S. in Venezuela by astonishingly attempting to give orders and threatening the sovereignty of the national airspace, territorial integrity, aviation security, and the full sovereignty of the Venezuelan state. Such statements constitute a hostile, unilateral, and arbitrary act incompatible with the most basic principles of international law and are part of a permanent policy of aggression against our country with colonial intents over a region of Latin America and the Caribbean in violation of international law. Venezuela denounces before the world that such statements represent an explicit threat of use of force, clearly and unequivocally prohibited by Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the Charter of the United Nations. Similarly, this attempt at intimidation violates Article 1 of the Charter, which enshrines the maintenance of international peace and security as its fundamental purpose. The statement continues, Venezuela demands unrestricted respect for its airspace protected under rules of the International Civil Aviation Organization and reaffirmed in the 1944 Chicago Convention, Article 1 of which categorically recognizes that every state has a complete and exclusive sovereignty over the airspace above its territory. The Bolivarian government warns that Venezuela will not accept orders, threats, or interference from any foreign power. No authority outside the Venezuelan institutional framework has the power to interfere with, block, or condition the use of the national airspace. Through this action, the government of the United States has unilaterally suspended the regular weekly flights that had been operating as part of the repatriation of Venezuelans through the Back to the Homeland program. To date, 75 flights have been made to repatriate 13,956 Venezuelan migrants who have been welcomed with love and absolute solidarity. We call directly on the international community, the sovereign governments of the world, the United Nations, and the relevant multilateral organizations to firmly reject this immoral act of aggression, which amounts to a threat to the sovereignty and security of our homeland, the Caribbean, and northern South America. Venezuela will respond with dignity, legality, and all the strength granted by international law and the anti-imperialist spirit of our people. Venezuela, the statement concludes, Venezuela will continue to fully exercise its sovereignty protected by international law throughout all its airspace. This threat against Venezuela is a threat against continental peace and our peoples, heirs of Liberator Simón Bolívar. We will prevail. That's the official condemnation and denunciation expressed by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela following the declaration, as we were saying, of the U.S. President on his social media attempting to order the closure of the airspace over a sovereign nation, which is Venezuela.